You might think she only sees you as a friend, but pay close attention. She may be secretly drawn to you. Attraction doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it slips out before it can be fully hidden. She might say you're just friends. She laughs, talks about other men, and never openly flirts, so you assume that's your role. But here's the truth many men miss. Sometimes she's not lying to you, she's lying to herself. Every time you're together, there's a brief, almost invisible moment, about 3 seconds, when her body reacts before her words catch up. Most men don't notice this, but once you do, you can't unsee it. It can show up as a longer gaze, a subtle lean closer, a change in her voice, or a quick glance at your lips before she pulls back and resets the just friends act. That's the tricky part. If you keep acting harmless when attraction is already present, you don't protect the friendship. You quietly extinguish the spark. Once you notice that 3 second truth, you can't pretend it's meaningless. There's a psychological phenomenon called attraction denial, and it's more common than most men realize, especially when you're stuck in that frustrating gray area. She smiles at you, confides in you, laughs with you, yet still says the classic line, "You're just a friend." Here's the twist. Sometimes she's not lying to you, she's lying to herself. That is the strange magic of the mind. A woman can suppress her attraction so thoroughly that she genuinely convinces herself she feels nothing romantic, even while her deeper instincts light up like a warning dashboard. Don't argue with her words, don't interrogate her feelings. Be smarter than that. Watch what her body does when her mind is trying to stay rational. When attraction denial is active, her conscious mind writes the script, but her subconscious keeps improvising. It signals things she can't fully control, and that's where psychology tricks are less about manipulation and more about careful observation, seeing reality without needing a confession. Researchers have pointed to 4 involuntary responses that often appear when a woman is secretly drawn to a man, reactions that are difficult to fake or suppress. They happen when she's caught off guard. Understand that these are not guarantees, they're hints. Your task is to notice patterns, not treat a single signal like a verdict. First, watch for small changes in proximity. She may insist she's comfortable as friends, but she consistently moves closer without realizing it. Standing slightly closer than necessary, angling her body toward you, finding reasons to be nearby when she could drift elsewhere. Don't dismiss it. If she keeps choosing closeness without practical reason, that is information. Second, notice her voice and rhythm. Her tone may soften, slow down, or feel warmer when she talks to you compared to how she speaks with others. It becomes less performative, more intimate, like she's entering a private space. That is female psychology in motion. Her voice often gives her attraction away before her words do. Third, pay attention to automatic grooming or reset behaviors. A quick touch to her hair, smoothing her shirt, adjusting a necklace, pressing her lips together, small posture shifts that happen right after she notices your attention. One hair flip doesn't mean much, but if these subtle "I want to look good now" moments consistently appear around you, it's a clue that her subconscious is engaged. The fourth signal often occurs in that razor-thin 3-second window, when she doesn't have time to put the mask back on. It's the flash of expression that crosses her face when you arrive, when you compliment her, when you mention another woman, or casually imply you might be unavailable. It might be a quick brightening of the eyes, a tiny surprised smile, a flicker of disappointment, or a split-second look that says, "Wait, what?" before she recomposes and resumes the safe, friendly act. Don't miss it. That brief slip is her subconscious speaking before her conscious mind regains control. When you catch it, everything starts to make sense. Why she texts you late but insists it's nothing, why she tenses slightly when you date someone else but claims she's happy for you, why she leans on you emotionally but keeps you in the friend zone. This is where psychology tricks matter, not cheap gimmicks. Don't chase her, don't pressure her, don't demand a declaration. Instead, observe, stay attractive through restraint. That is how to inspire love without turning yourself into a salesman begging for a sale. If attraction denial is present, your power move is clarity, not confrontation. Maintain your standards, keep your pace, and stop offering boyfriend energy for a friend label. Be warm but not endlessly available. Be straightforward but not dramatic. When you see these signals stacking, proximity, tone shifts, grooming, resets, and that 3-second flash, treat them like a compass, not a courtroom verdict. In female psychology, feelings often grow where safety and mystery coexist. She wants comfort, but she also wants to feel alive. Don't smother the spark with constant reassurance. Don't punish her caution. Be the man who can hold tension without panicking. That is how love grows naturally, not forcefully. Use psychology tricks the right way. Notice patterns, respect boundaries, and lead with calm confidence. Attraction denial doesn't mean she's playing games. It usually means she's protecting herself, her image, or the friendship she fears to risk. If you want a genuine chance, be consistent, self-respecting, and let your actions persuade quietly. In the end, falling in love isn't about winning her, it's about creating conditions where she stops fighting what she already feels. In female psychology, the body often speaks before the mouth catches up. This begins with a contradiction most men aren't ready to hear. Sometimes she keeps you in the friend zone precisely because she's too attracted to you. It sounds backwards, like saying fire is cold or silence is loud, but once you grasp the psychology, the picture sharpens fast. Don't assume rejection always signals disinterest. Sometimes what looks like distance is actually restraint. That distinction is crucial if you want to operate as a high-value man who understands nuance rather than reacting emotionally. Picture this. She spends time with you constantly, not occasionally. She shares her deepest secrets, the ones she doesn't casually give out. She trusts you more than most. She chooses Friday nights with you over novelty, strangers, or random distractions. That is selective investment, not neutral behavior. The moment you hint at romance, she pulls back, laughs it off, softens her voice, and says those painful words, "You're such a good friend." Suddenly, you're caught in the spiral. Am I just a friend, or am I missing something? That confusion signals you're standing on the edge of something complex. Women don't friend zone men they're not attracted to. They don't keep them close, open up emotionally, or prioritize them. They vanish, ghost, or fade away. Honestly, how many men has she kept around long term? Probably very few. Yet you're here months or years later. She's investing energy, time, and emotional intimacy into you. That is selective attraction with hesitation, not indifference. Don't confuse access with clarity. Attraction rarely moves in a straight line. It circles, pauses, or hides behind safety. Strong attraction creates risk to friendship, emotional stability, or control, so she compartmentalizes and labels you a friend. That box gives her structure while she decides what to do. This is female behavior rooted in protection, not dismissal. Many men lose their footing here, over-giving, over-listening, over-accommodating. Don't do that. Don't try to earn desire through endless availability. Stay grounded, stay centered. A high-value man doesn't collapse into a role misaligned with his intent. He observes, adjusts, maintains his frame. That doesn't mean being cold, it means clarity. Emotional intimacy without direction creates stagnation, not romance. To attract women, understand that attraction grows from intention, not comfort alone. Comfort keeps you close. Tension creates movement. Tension arises from polarity, presence, confidence, and having a life outside her approval. That is where masculine energy works silently, not through force, but through calm certainty, boundaries, and knowing when to lean back. Notice her reactions when you're less available. Notice shifts when you mention plans that don't include her. Notice changes when other women enter the conversation. Don't weaponize this. Awareness alone is power. When paired with restraint, it's transformative. Resist demanding clarity before the moment is ready. Rushing into a confrontation too soon destroys attraction faster than silence ever could. That doesn't mean you should wait endlessly. Be decisive within yourself. If you want more than friendship, your actions need to match that truth. Don't pretend to be okay with less while secretly hoping for more. That inner conflict always leaks out. Instead, stay warm without overinvesting. Show interest without giving up your direction. This balance is what lets a woman reconsider the category she has placed you in. Remember, the friend zone isn't a life sentence, it's just a momentary snapshot. Snapshots shift when the subject moves, when you fully step into yourself, when you embody masculine energy naturally, when you act like a high-value man who knows his worth, when you live with purpose, you start drawing women to you effortlessly. You stop trying to escape the friend zone and begin outgrowing it. That is the real subtle power move, not manipulation, but alignment. So don't panic, don't over-explain, stay steady, act with intention, and above all, don't underestimate that what you think is rejection could be attraction waiting for the right moment to surface. If this touches something inside you, don't stay quiet. Take action. Comment right now and write, "I see the signs. I trust my value." Say it out loud, lock it in. Clarity changes how you act, and your actions change outcomes. Like this video if you're done misreading signals. Subscribe if you're ready to stop guessing and start seeing the truth. Remind yourself every day, if she keeps you close, there's a reason and it's not random. Science quietly shows that just friends can carry more meaning than most men realize. When a woman says you're only a friend, her body might still react as if you matter deeply. Social psychology research shows women in so-called platonic connections often display physical cues: faster heartbeat, heightened awareness, subtle excitement, similar to romantic interactions. Labels aren't reality, they're strategies. As one wise thinker said, what people say on the surface can hide the truth beneath. In today's fast-paced, guarded world, many women choose safety over exposure, using friendship language while quietly managing attraction. When someone feels their interest might not be returned, the mind protects pride and emotional balance by downplaying desire. Not because it isn't there, but because the risk feels too high. This is why old Stoic wisdom matters. Stoicism isn't about chasing signals or forcing outcomes. It's about seeing reality clearly, staying calm, and acting intentionally. With an iron mind, you understand attraction is rarely loud. It's restrained, measured, and often subtle, especially among emotionally intelligent adults. In a world where rejection feels threatening, people hide behind labels to maintain control. When she repeats, "just friends," don't panic, don't fantasize, observe. Repetition is often reassurance she gives herself, not a message to you. As one psychologist once noted, until you make the unconscious conscious, it directs your life and you call it fate. Unspoken attraction still influences behavior even when words deny it. Your role isn't to decode every text, it's to lead yourself with clarity. Confidence is quiet, patience is powerful, and self respect is magnetic. This is where modern advice meets ancient discipline. Don't argue with labels, outgrow them, live fully, move with purpose, and let actions speak consistently. People respond to grounded energy far more than explanations. When you stop seeking approval and build a life you value, conversations shift, tone changes, interest grows. This isn't manipulation, it's alignment. As one great leader said, speak softly and carry a big stick. Stay calm while strengthening your position. Focus on health, direction, and presence because attraction follows stability, and stability comes from discipline. Discipline is the daily practice of an iron mind. When you embody stoic wisdom, you stop asking, "Does she like me?" and start asking, "Am I living in a way that earns respect and curiosity?" Stoicism means mastery over anxiety, clarity over confusion, action over overthinking. In today's world of mixed signals, the man who succeeds remains centered. He doesn't rush, doesn't pressure, doesn't beg for clarity. He creates space for truth to show. Feelings always seek expression when safety and confidence exist. If they don't, you lose nothing because your standards and direction remain intact. As a wise teacher once advised, first decide what you want to be, then do what is necessary. Attraction should never be the base of identity. It's a byproduct of character. Take this not as a trick, but as a lens to see human behavior clearly. Protect your dignity, strengthen your life, and move forward with certainty. With an iron mind grounded in stoic wisdom, you stop chasing outcomes and start creating them. That is how Stoicism works, not just in love, but in life itself. Most men never slow down enough to see the patterns right in front of them. Once it clicks, what seems like friendship often masks deeper truth. Indifference on the surface is usually fear beneath it. Fear of loss is strong. Her past relationships didn't quietly fade. They ended with hurt, distance, and emotional cost. That history teaches her one silent lesson. Romance feels risky, friendship feels safe. Keeping you close as a friend protects something valuable without putting it at risk. Don't assume this means lack of attraction. That's where men misread signals. She might value you so much that losing you entirely feels unbearable, so she keeps you where you're least likely to disappear. The friend zone can be preservation, not rejection. Female psychology shows a quiet contradiction. Her conscious mind wants safety, stability, and no emotional loss, while her subconscious reacts, leaks truth, wants connection. Watch her eyes when she thinks you're not looking. Notice subtle body angles toward you. Observe how she mirrors your posture, energy, speech pace. These aren't accidents, they're signs of attraction hidden by caution. Don't ignore the pauses in her voice when you mention other women or the softness when she laughs with you. The warmth she shows that doesn't appear with others is her subconscious stepping forward, revealing what her words won't. Attraction doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers, hides behind logic, caution, and the label of friendship. Understand that falling in love isn't linear for her, especially with past pain. She isn't playing games, she's managing fear. Fear doesn't erase desire. It redirects it. She might test you subtly, pulling close, then retreating, asking personal questions, then changing the subject. Push and pull moments aren't confusion, they're internal negotiation. Her subconscious wants connection, intimacy, and emotional safety at once. Be patient, but don't be passive. Don't rush her with pressure, labels, or accusations. Be grounded, calm, and steady. That presence matters more than clever lines or forced confidence. Psychology works when aligned with human nature, not when aggressive. Recognize that attraction grows when she feels safe and intrigued simultaneously. That is how love happens naturally. When closeness doesn't threaten loss but gives warmth, consistency, and emotional depth, fear relaxes and attraction no longer hides. Watch for signs. She remembers details about you, checks in without reason, shares things she doesn't share with others. These aren't mere habits, they are emotional investments. Be aware, intentional, and don't stay stuck as the safe listener forever. Lead gently. Create moments distinct from friendship without making her feel trapped. Balance is everything. Awareness of psychology, female behavior, and subtle attraction isn't manipulation, it's insight. When you see beneath the surface, you stop guessing and start responding wisely. The dynamic changes, not because you forced it, but because you understand what she's silently protecting. If this resonates, don't just scroll by. Like the video, share it with someone who needs clarity, subscribe for deeper insights into attraction, confidence, and human behavior. Engage with this energy. Words shape mindset, mindset shapes outcomes. Comment the affirmation below to lock this truth in and remind yourself of your value each time you return. Most men never pause to see what's obvious. Attraction isn't in stories, it's in the body, in reactions before words, before logic, before excuses. Once you understand this, everything shifts emotionally, strategically, calmly, clearly. This is the mindset of a high value man, someone who doesn't guess, chase illusions, or ignore reality when it quietly reveals itself. One automatic, involuntary physical response always occurs when she is near someone she's attracted to. You'll understand what it is soon, but first, understand the pattern. Attraction is never a single signal, it's a sequence, a rhythm, a system. One sign can be coincidence. Several repeated signs in the same direction is truth surfacing through behavior. Don't rush.